Gonzaga basketball this year is just on a complete rampage through college basketball. They definitely look like one of the best teams I've ever seen in college basketball history. That is actually saying a lot. Been a lot of good teams recently in college basketball. This Gonzaga team is just playing at a different level, and I don't know if the field in college basketball can compete with Gonzaga when it comes to getting to the tournament. Gonzaga has just railed through a bunch of good teams to begin with, and their season definitely needs to be looked at as possibly going undefeated. So today I kind of wanted to just talk about Gonzaga basketball a little bit, dive into what makes them special, and why I believe they can be one of the best teams we've ever seen in college basketball history. But if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button for me, hit the notification bell, and leave a like if you could. It'd really help me out. It would also help this video out. Now, Gonzaga this season is just on an absolute roll, like I've mentioned. They're so far 8-0 with some wins over the best teams in college basketball. It's not like they're just beating only the West Coast Conference teams that everybody makes fun of them. They play in a weak conference. Gonzaga's soft. They're not as good. They're frauds. No, Gonzaga, this season, Mark Few, his team is proving it once again. I've always been a huge believer in Gonzaga basketball. I love what they do there, I love how they play, I like how they get international guys as well, a lot of international bigs, bring them over, also get some transfers, but this Gonzaga team is built with a 5-star guard in Jalen Suggs. And that is just so cool to watch because we've never really seen Gonzaga have a 5-star like Jalen Suggs. Now in their first game, they put up 102 points on Kansas. Kansas is a good basketball program. That was a statement win. And then they also beat West Virginia, another one of the best teams in college basketball. And then they dropped 99 on number 3 Iowa and 98 on number 16 Virginia. When they played Iowa, that's obviously against Luka Garza, one of the best players in college basketball. And then against Virginia, that's one of the better defensive coaches in Tony Bennett. They dropped 98 points on Virginia. Are you kidding me? I've really never seen a college basketball team play this well on offense before. They were just absolutely tearing through people. Now, I am a little bit disappointed because we were robbed of a matchup with Baylor. And I'm a huge believer in this Baylor team. I love their style of play. I love how they use their guards. I love how they press up high. I love Scott Drew's team this year. I really loved them last year, but this team especially. Now, hopefully they reschedule that matchup later in the season. But this Gonzaga team is outstanding on the offensive side of the ball. They're kind of unstoppable a little bit. Gonzaga is the first team to ever beat 4 AP teams in the top 20 in their first 7 games of the season. Ever. No one's ever done that before. And their 23-point margin of victory matches Gonzaga's largest against a ranked team under Mark Few. And Gonzaga, like I said, they're one of the best offensive teams in the country by far. That's what Jay Billis said. They run beautiful offense with skilled players, and Baylor is the best defensive team in the country, which I 100% agree with Jay Billis there. And that's why I think Baylor is actually a little bit better than Gonzaga. That's just my personal opinion. Not everybody agrees with that, which is fine. I understand why not, because Gonzaga literally looks like one of the best college basketball teams we've ever seen. But if Gonzaga stays healthy, this could be a dangerous team. They're such a well-balanced team as well. Mark Few is definitely one of the best coaches in college basketball history. Never gets enough credit. I've made a video about him before. It's honestly, his career at Gonzaga is incredible to look back upon. And really, Gonzaga in the late 2010s, they have turned it to a different level. And Mark Few's never going to leave there, guys. This is his home. This is where he wants to be. He's a pretty chill dude. He's not going to be an NBA coach. Gonzaga is going to be with Mark Few for a long time to come. Now, getting into some of their players, Jalen Suggs is outstanding. What a fun player to watch in college basketball. He reminds me a lot like Russell Westbrook, but he can shoot so much better. They also have a lot of bigs on their team. Gonzaga, that's what they've always been known for, is their bigs. They have 2 great bigs and Corey Kispert, who can shoot all over the place, go all up and down the court, high, low action. Corey Kispert can do everything you want from a big and more. And then they also have Drew Timme, who is just such a good low post presence, huge for that offense. And then getting right back to their backcourt, they also feature Joel Ajayi, who is a great 2 guard to go with Jalen Suggs. And then Andrew Nembhard, a transfer from Florida. He's been able to play this year, and he wasn't even going to play for them this year, but he got approved thanks to the NCAA. Actually did something right for once. Andrew Nembhard on this offense, they have been explosive. It's hard to stop them. I just don't think any team in college basketball has the bodies that can match up with them except for Baylor. That's the only team. And this season has been kind of a perfect storm for Gonzaga. But the big question everybody is asking is, what happens if Gonzaga goes undefeated? How will people react to this? Now, I think it would personally be dumb to put an asterisk next to them. They can't control what this season has presented them. I know it's a weird season. Honestly, not a lot of people are even watching college basketball to begin with, which is a little disappointing for me. It's definitely not felt like a real college basketball season. I'll say that honestly. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you guys. But I do think that if Gonzaga goes undefeated, it should 100% count as an undefeated season. They should be up there with Indiana, who obviously was the last undefeated team in college basketball history to complete the season with a national championship. But any Gonzaga doubter that's saying they play in a weak conference has been proven wrong, especially this year. They're a top 5 program in the past 4 years in college basketball, and this very well could be their year to win the title. 2017, they came very close. But I also think comparing this team to their previous teams, a lot of their former guys say this team's way better. Now, some of the best teams recently is like 2019, 2017. They obviously went to the Final Four national championship, lost to North Carolina, barely lost. Then obviously 2013, that was another good Gonzaga team. But this Gonzaga team, you just can't compare them to any of their other teams. This looks like an NBA level team out there. They really do. I mean, they just play such a fun offensive style of basketball. We will see how they defend in the postseason, but again, so far this year, they've beat everybody that has come on their schedule. And these are some tough teams. Kansas is one of the better teams in college basketball. They also have guards that can match up with Gonzaga, but Gonzaga was just way too much for them. West Virginia, even though they pressed a lot and actually caused them a little bit of trouble in the NCAA tournament back in 2017 when they played, they couldn't even stop Gonzaga. Then Iowa, they don't even play defense, but Luka Garza couldn't do anything. And I mean, they kept up with them in points, but man, they just couldn't stop them. And then Virginia, the defensive team, a team that people would believe could stop them, they couldn't even do it. Now, if there was a team I do believe that could beat them, obviously Baylor would be my pick. Maybe a Houston, maybe a Wisconsin, a Tennessee maybe. But Gonzaga, they look like they're on a runaway train to the national championship possibly. Then the NCAA just recently announced that everything is going to be held in Indiana. No one's leaving the state of Indiana. Whoever wins it is going to have to play the entire NCAA tournament in the state of Indiana, which is cool with me because obviously that's the home of basketball basically. They live and breathe that stuff there, which makes a lot of sense. Perfect season for something like that, I will admit. But just the way Gonzaga scores, they move the ball so well. They play such fluent and efficient offense. Huge props to Mark Few. Huge props to everybody on that team. It has just been an absolute treat to watch them play this year. And I just really hope they do finish with the national championship. I think this could be their year. I just think that they deserve a national championship. I'm tired of seeing all of these blue blood programs win every single year. Yes, we do get upsets in college basketball, but it usually is a blue blood that wins. And Gonzaga really is a blue blood, but they need that one national championship. Not just an appearance. We don't want an appearance anymore, guys. We want the damn title. And Gonzaga looks like they can do that this year. I just don't think that anybody can compete with them when it comes to scoring. It's going to take a real defensive effort, and Gonzaga can play in an empty gym. Nothing's going to stop them. This has been a normal season for them. They've had a little bit of hiccups. That's why the Baylor game got canceled. They also had some stuff happen to them when they went on their trip, like Kansas down, I think in Florida. But I mean, they're getting rest. They're going to play a weak conference. That won't even matter because they've already been battle tested. Guys, if you're betting money, I would most definitely bet Gonzaga. I mean, even while recording this right now as I'm talking, me thinking that Baylor is a better team, I can't even say that anymore, really. Gonzaga is that good. So let me know what you think about Gonzaga basketball down below. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say. Do you think they're one of the best teams in college basketball? Obviously they are, but like, what do you think about them being like one of the better teams we've seen in the past couple of years? I think they match up very well. Easily could have won a national championship last year, could have won one the year before. With this team's roster, go back a couple years now, be like, all right, this is probably one of the better teams in college basketball. It would be so cool though if we could go back in time, let them play one of the better teams, like maybe a Zion Duke, maybe a 2015 Kentucky, heck, even a 2019 Virginia. Love that team. Or 2018 Villanova. That would be crazy. But this is definitely one of the best college basketball teams I've ever seen. So that will do it for today's video. Again, if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a like if you could. It would really help me out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.